A year after the catastrophic flooding in Galena, Eileen Pitka's house remains in shambles. The damage inside even worse.
There's 4 pilings that penetrated the inside the house. One came through the kitchen, one in the living room.
Her cousin Charlie Huntington came in from Fairbanks to help and has a lot of work ahead of him.
One in the bedroom and one in the furnace room.
Charlie has big plans for the house and only a short time to make it happen.
I'll raise the house up and crib it, put these posts back in, weld them all back in, put the house, settle it back down, and just as easy as that.
3 days.
3 days.
It will take a lot of hands pitching in with the hard work. Charlie and his friends are more than happy to help, though.
We grew up together. We grew up with Eileen, so she's single, and obviously she needs a hand, so that's what we're here for.
Like Eileen's, several homes in Old Town look the same as they did a year ago. Front yards are filled with reminders of the devastation that passed through.
This was my porch, and my freezer is tipped over.
Jennifer Hildebrand's house in Newtown, Galena, was farther away from the river, but still hit hard by flooding.
Well, this is when it was still in water.
All she has left are pictures.
This was my room. You can see it got to right there.
Her home turned into waterfront property for 6 weeks before crews tore it down. With the community's help, she's happy to be back in the neighborhood.
I think that's what gave me the most comfort, seeing everybody come and help. And because I really had mixed emotions taking down my house, you know, because that's the only house my kids have known.
Back in Old Town, Jake Pograbinski works on Gilbert Huntington's house while he's out of town guiding a hunting trip.
Something had to be done. The resources were in really short supply.
The self-described river rat is known around town as Jake the Russian. His home in Old Town was smashed by ice last spring. Now he's living in a wall tent. Over the winter, he lived in his boat. Jake has a love for craftsmanship, but doesn't have the money to fix his own home.
This is very selfish of me. I have chosen a project that I wanted to do. This is not the way people build here or in the rest of the state.
He does a lot of work with old-fashioned hand tools and says the style of the home is more akin to something you'd find in 7th century Scandinavia. The eye-catching architecture sits out of harm's way next to the Huntington's home that flooded last spring, when water rose 12 feet in some places.
The water came very close to going over the dike, within 3 or 4 inches. If it did go over the dike, Galena would be toast. This is why Gilbert put this place as high as the dike, because if the dike goes, you know, might as well find a better fish camp.
But those things are so rotted, I can't go any further, though.
Just down the street, Charlie Huntington is still figuring out how to fix his cousin's house. Even a year later, he discovers surprises left behind.
I was saying, how come the floor won't go down like it's covering that piling? I got to get under there and cut it. Didn't know there was a boat down here, though.
His perseverance goes to show when your community needs you, you step up however you can.
It takes a lot of people for this kind of devastation. They'll never get back to where they were, though. It'll never be the same. I think we can get under here with that loader and get that middle one up.
But he'll do his part to make sure people in Galena have some place to call home, no matter how long it takes.